Tianggo, the special train used by Kim Jong Un, the leader of North Korea. He rarely leaves his country, but whenever he does, he prefers to travel by rail in what many call a moving fortress. Right now, he has just departed from Pyongyang. His destination is the Vostochny Cosmodrome in Russia, where he will meet Vladimir Putin. The journey will take around 2 days and cover more than 1,000 kilometers over land. Kim has many enemies, so how does the Tianggo keep him protected? Only a small number of North Koreans can access the regular internet. If you're watching this video, you are likely living in a country where most websites and platforms are freely available. The Tianggo is protected by 2 additional trains. One travels ahead to inspect the tracks for threats like planted explosives or ambushes. The other train follows behind, filled with heavily armed security forces ready to act in an emergency. A helicopter also scouts the route from above and accompanies the convoy throughout North Korean territory. Meanwhile, cargo planes position extra personnel at nearby airports along the way. The Tianggo has reinforced bulletproof windows, and its walls and floor are built to resist explosions. Several compartments carry heavy weapons. The train can defend itself from air attacks using anti-aircraft missiles. It also carries anti-tank missiles and 2 machine guns to fight off attacks from either side of the tracks. If all defenses fail, the train has a helicopter on board so Kim can escape immediately. All these protections make the train extremely safe, but also extremely heavy. The Tianggo usually moves at only 60 km per hour, sometimes even slower due to North Korea's poor railway conditions. When the train passes a station, electricity is shut off on all other tracks. There are 20 stations in the country built exclusively for this train. Because of its slow speed, Kim may spend several days travelling, as he did on this trip to meet Putin. Inside, the train has everything Kim needs to run his country at any time. There is an office with a desk, a laptop, a TV, a fax machine, a satellite phone, and a map of China and the Korean peninsula. There is also a reception room and a meeting room. The interior design is quite unusual. Mostly white rooms with shiny wooden floors, green and bright pink sofas, ivory and turquoise curtains, flower-shaped lamps, and zebra-patterned seats. The highlight is the restaurant car. It offers dishes from Korean, Russian, Chinese, Japanese, and French cuisine. Kim Jong Un also doesn't get bored during the journey, as he has singers on board who perform for him personally. When he gets off the train, 2 armoured Mercedes limousines are unloaded for the final part of the trip. Travelling by train is a long tradition in the Kim family. At the Kumsan Palace, where Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il are buried, life-size models of their personal train carriages are displayed. There is even a painting of Kim Jong-il proudly standing next to his train. A map with small lights shows the many journeys they made. Originally, train travel was introduced as a safety measure. Kim Jong-il was also said to be afraid of flying. In 2001, he travelled all the way to Moscow by train, a journey of nearly a month, covering 20,000 kilometers. A Russian official, Konstantin Pulikovsky, accompanied him and later wrote a book about the experience, which annoyed both the Russian and North Korean governments. For many years, the leaders' trains were surrounded by mystery. Their travel plans were never revealed and the interiors were kept secret. In 2004, Kim Jong-il's train passed Yongchon Station near the Chinese border. Just hours later, a massive explosion killed about 160 people and injured 1,300. A train loaded with oil and chemicals reportedly hit power lines. Some speculated it might have been an assassination attempt. This incident led to increased security. In 2009, Russian photographers were banned from taking pictures as the train travelled to meet President Dmitry Medvedev. Entire villages in Siberia were ordered to stay indoors until the train passed. In today's smartphone era, hiding the train is impossible and not always desirable. The Tianggo also serves as propaganda. Its name means sun, making it a symbol of North Korea. Kim Jong Un uses it to appear humble and close to the people, contrasting with the grand image of the US president and his giant aircraft. Trains can be political symbols. After the invasion of Ukraine, the country's airspace became unsafe, so many Western leaders travelled to Kyiv by train through Poland. This trend is now called iron diplomacy. For North Korea, the Tiangong highlights how isolated the country really is. The supreme leader rarely visits most parts of the world. There is also an irony in the idea that the train symbolizes modesty, despite being a heavily armored luxury fortress. Eventually, Kim's train reaches the Vostochny Cosmodrome in Russia. He is greeted with what might be one of the longest and most awkward handshakes ever. Putin then gives him a full tour, a spaceport, an aircraft factory, and the Pacific Fleet. Later, there is vodka, a ballet performance, and even a walrus show. But the reason for their meeting is serious. Russia is running low on ammunition and allies in its war with Ukraine. North Korea has huge stockpiles of ammo and is willing to supply them. In return, North Korea may receive Russian technical support for satellites and missiles used in its nuclear program. No official results were announced, but soon after, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov visited Pyongyang. He thanked North Korea for supporting Russia in the war and reaffirmed their partnership. North Korea also officially recognized the territories captured by Russia as Russian land. Lavrov did not comment on weapon deliveries, but according to the US government, North Korea has already sent over 1,000 containers of ammunition and military equipment to Russia. Both countries now have very few allies left. While the Tiangong tries to appear as a symbol of North Korean strength, it also reflects the country's deep isolation. Putin has accepted an invitation to visit Kim Jong Un. If he does, it might be his turn to ride on North Korea's very own ghost train.
In the end, the Tiangong is more than just a train. It is a moving symbol of power, fear, and isolation. As North Korea and Russia draw closer, in a world shaped by shifting alliances, one thing becomes clear. Every journey this train takes carries consequences far beyond its steel walls. Where it travels next, and what decisions are made inside it, may influence the future of global politics in ways we cannot yet predict. If you'd like to follow more in-depth stories like this, make sure to subscribe and stay with us for the next investigation.